This video is sponsored by Skillshare. The birth of a granddaughter, Hurricane Katrina, a stagnant stock price, and a poor public image. In 2005, these are the reasons why Walmart CEO Lee Scott sought to drastically pivot the company's goals. What if, Scott dreamed up in a speech, we used our size and resources to make this country and this earth an even better place for all of us, customers, associates, our children, and generations unborn. And so Scott set Walmart down a path of sustainable enterprise, seeking 100% renewable energy, zero waste, and more sustainable products over the course of the next decade and a half. The future was bright, or at least Scott's vision was. But this new idealistic version of Walmart seems to run counter to the reality of Walmart's operations. A truly massive multinational company that spans continents, Walmart has been either the biggest or second biggest company in the world since 2000. In 2019, it employed 2.2 million people, and with this size comes power. Over the last 2 decades, documentaries and investigative reports alike have revealed Walmart's reliance on worker exploitation, oppressive wages, and sweatshop labor in order to keep their prices low. So with these two realities in mind, I want to look at another axis of Walmart's operations: sustainability. Specifically, how is Walmart really impacting the environment? Despite Walmart's size, it was remarkably hard to find up-to-date information about its climate and sustainability-related actions. Or rather, there is a fair amount of readily available information, but it's all in the form of Walmart press releases. So let's start off with what Walmart says they're doing, and then see if it actually aligns with their actions. Walmart's most recent environmental target has been branded the 1 Gigaton Project. The company is trying to reduce 1 gigaton of their emissions from their supply chain by 2030, as well as reduce emissions from their own operations by 18% by 2025. Walmart claims in their 2019 Environmental, Social, and Governance report that they're well on their way to reaching those goals. Among Walmart's list of advertised accomplishments in 2019, they've spurred an 11% decrease in fuel emissions since 2018, eliminating 87 metric tons of truck emissions from their fleet, as well as diverted 78% of waste materials from the landfill. They also estimate that 28% of their global energy needs are supplied with renewables, and they've reduced their greenhouse gas emissions by 6.1% in 2017 compared to 2015 levels. In short, when it comes to fossil fuels and waste reduction, Walmart says it's making progress. But the real question is whether this progress is actually significant given the sheer scale of the company. To put it in perspective, Walmart's annual revenue is worth more than Costco, Home Depot, Microsoft, Target, and Best Buy's combined. Essentially, Walmart wields the power of a country, and not a small one, a large one with influence over thousands of suppliers across the world. So the pace it sets for its climate action has a direct effect on climate change. With Walmart's own claims out of the way, let's look at whether their sustainability efforts are real, and if so, whether these efforts are actually worthy of the praise Walmart seems to want. Back in 2005, Lee Scott sought to carve a road to 100% renewable energy use across Walmart's operations. After a decade and a half of sustainability campaigns and environmental efforts, the EPA reported that Walmart's US energy mix only included 5% of renewable energy in 2019. And if we look at the emissions totals that Walmart reports to the Climate Disclosure Project every year, it seems like all of Walmart's emissions campaigns are just PR schemes. In 2005, Walmart's Scope 1 emissions, or those coming directly from its operations, totaled 4.8 million metric tons. In their most recent report to the CDP, Walmart's 2018 emissions total was 6.1 million metric tons. So, over the course of 13 years, the very same years when Walmart was supposedly transforming themselves into a sustainable company, they were instead increasing their emissions substantially. In short, Walmart was greenwashing on a large scale. They were investing some resources in renewables and sustainable campaigns, but their efforts were always second to the #1 priority at Walmart: growth. With Walmart's razor-thin margins and hypergrowth strategies, there is very little room left for a system-wide environmental transformation. Walmart has built its empire on externalizing every cost they possibly can on workers, consumers, and the environment. So to add back in those costs would eventually mean loss of profit. This externalization strategy is epitomized in their low-cost, low-quality products that allow Walmart to outcompete other local businesses, ultimately driving costs down and incentivizing an overconsumption-based economy. Walmart may have diverted 78% of its own waste from landfills in 2018, but the shoddy nature of many of its products leads to significant waste on the consumer's end. For example, Walmart sold a Miley Cyrus-themed bracelet in 2010, even though they knew the jewelry contained high levels of the toxic metal cadmium. When they publicly announced the toxicity of the bracelets, all those bracelets ended up in the trash. And now, Walmart is offering a 2-hour shipping option, a move that once again shows Walmart will always value the bottom line and growth over environmental concerns. In the midst of a global pandemic and stay-at-home orders, this move will undoubtedly bring more trucks and fleet vehicles onto the road as more people rely on online shopping to satisfy their wants quickly. Online shopping is essential in a pandemic. But there's a stark difference between 5-day shipping and 2-hour shipping. Offering 2-hour shipping, however convenient, is not the road to a zero-carbon company. It's the exact opposite. As I've already mentioned in my online shipping video, 2-hour shipping has one of the worst environmental impacts out of all shipping options. It means inefficient truck routes, half-filled delivery vans, and a large fleet to keep up with such a quick timeline. As shipping time decreases, environmental damage and emissions increase. So, with all of this in mind, it's clear that Walmart has crafted two identities: the sustainable leader and the growth-hungry polluter. Given Walmart's consistently poor record on worker well-being, sweatshop labor, pressure on local businesses, and chemical waste, essentially everything that isn't related to growth, it's hard to believe that Walmart will ever become some sort of sustainable messiah. Indeed, they have yet to really make that much change. Or rather, they are making similar progress to other companies in the retail realm. But as Walmart is 5 times bigger than its competitors, they should be doing 5 times the work. With the size that Walmart enjoys, they can not only influence individuals, but whole governments. So when it comes to the environment, they definitely could be doing a hell of a lot more than letting their emissions rise 21% over 15 years while claiming they are an environmental champion. In this way, Walmart reveals the downfall of a profit-first capitalist economy and puts on display why capitalism will not be able to quickly mitigate climate change. Even if Walmart dives headfirst into drastically reducing emissions, there will always be another company waiting to take its place. Only through democratic regulation and a thorough transition into worker and community-owned operations can this growth and profit over environment mindset truly be replaced. I've been hitting some creative blocks in my script writing recently. It feels like every video I make follows the same formula that in many ways constrains the possibilities of what my videos could be. So I decided to take action, but really I decided to learn. And to guide me out of my creative rut, I turned to Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering topics like nonfiction writing, video creation, and much, much more. Skillshare has been an essential way for me to develop my video making skills in order to create more engaging and informational videos. But I've also recently been using Skillshare to improve my writing. Specifically, I've been loving Roxane Gay's course on crafting personal essays. Gay is a phenomenal writer and guides you through the process of nonfiction writing from start to finish. So if you're at all interested in improving your writing skills, I'd highly recommend the class. Above all else though, Skillshare is affordable. When you join with their annual premium membership, you'll have unlimited access to high quality classes for under $10 a month. So join the community of creators and learners on Skillshare today with a special offer. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership. Hey everyone, Charlie here. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. They are the backbone of our changing climate and give me the financial consistency I need to make these videos. So thank you so much, and I will see you in 2 weeks.